Good day, STEM students, and welcome back to Mampaisan's online classroom. Rainy day is here. Now we're going to discuss Waves and Sound Part 3. Notice that I just discussed two properties of sound last time, the pitch and loudness, kasi masyado na siyang mahaba. So I included it here in the Part 3 na lang. So we're done with waves and then sound propagation and some properties of sound. And we're going to continue the discussion about properties of sound. Yan. We're done with pitch and loudness na nga, and we're going to proceed with interference and speed. Let's start with interference, coming from the word interfere, pakikialam, no? So it's like two waves are anong tawag doon, pinakikilaman nila yung isa't isa so that they will create a different result from what they would originally have, no? Interference is the net effect, ayan, of the combination of two or more waves moving on intersecting or coincident paths. So pag nagbanggaan sila, they mingle with the effects of each other to have a total effect. Okay? The effect is that of the addition, pwedeng addition or subtraction of the amplitudes of the individual waves at each point affected by more than one wave. This property is not just for sound, it is also applicable to light as a wave, no? Ayan. So we have two types of interference, constructive and destructive. Constructive interference in sound would result to louder sound, and then destructive interference in sound waves will result to either no sound at all or very faint sound. Let's look at these scenarios. We have the first scenario, letter A, letter B, and then letter C at saka letter D. Notice na pinakita na yung particle illustration, pati yung wave diagram para hindi na tayo malito, no? At letter A, two identical transverse waves in phase produce a wave of increased amplitude. Okay, so in wave diagram, let's say ito yung una, tapos ito yung pangalawa, nagbanggaan sila. So interference happens, and then the result would be a sound wave or a wave, a transverse wave, which has higher amplitude. So yung amplitude nitong unang wave, madadagdag siya sa amplitude nitong pangalawang wave. Okay, so madodoble kung pareho sila ng amplitude. Kung hindi naman, mag-add together lang, no? Ayan. So in particle format or in particle illustration, when two sound waves like this, what happens to their particles is that, notice na mas naging dense yung compression, mas naging dense din yung rarefactions, at saka, ayan, alternately. Okay? Which creates louder sound, no? Ayan. And then, kapag, by the way, kapag constructive yung interference, notice that the positions of crests and troughs are the same. So, nag-start itong unang wave natin sa crest, ito ring pangalawa, tapos finalo siya, katapat niya yung next na trough. Okay? Tapos dito naman ganun din, magkatapat or pareho ng posisyon yung dalawang compression, tapos magkatapat or same ng position yung ating parehong rarefactions, no? And then, ito naman yung nangyayari, isa sa mga possibilities when interference is destructive. Ito yung wala na talagang sound, no? Ayan. So, tuwing kailan nagiging walang sound. Notice ito, wala ng compression and refraction. Nabiktima na rin ako, no? And rarefaction. Tapos dito naman, nag-cancel out yung dalawang wave, kaya naging straight na lang siya, na balik siya sa equilibrium position, no? Ayan. Notice dito sa destructive interference, knowing na pareho ng amplitude yung dalawang waves, dito din pareho ng positions at concentrations ang ating rarefactions at compressions. Yun yung pagkakapareho nila. Kapag pareho yon, pareho yung amplitudes, tapos pareho yung concentration ng particles sa compressions at rarefactions, at ito pa yung isang condition, at notice, ang katapat ng crest ng unang wave natin is a trough with the same amplitude. Again, ang katapat ng ating crest ay isang trough with the same amplitude. Tapos dito din, notice, ang katapat ng ating compression is a rarefaction. Okay? Ayan. Tapos ito din, ang katapat ng kasunod na rarefaction ay compression. Ayan, kaya sila nagka-cancel out. No? So, wala kang maririnig kapag ganito. Now, pwede din naman na halimbawa, may isa pa tayong possibility wherein, halimbawa ito, mas malaki yung kanyang amplitude. Ayan. Pag mas malaki yung amplitude nito, hihina lang. It's like the amplitudes are going to be subtracted from each other. Okay? So ito naman, ang nangyayari, halimbawa, may tatlong particles dito. Kunyari lang yun ha. Siyempre, hindi na tatlo yan. Tapos dito, may dalawang particles. Ang mangyayari ito, para mag-cancel out yan sila, ang particles dito sa concentrated part na to ay 2, tapos dito ay 3. Ayan, and so on. So, lahat ng compressions, let's say, ay puro 3 particles. 3 particles. 3. Tapos, let's say na lahat ng rarefactions ay 2 particles lang. Ayan. When you add them together, lahat sila magiging 5. So, walang differences in concentrations when they are added together. Kaya magiging uniform sila. They cancel out. Their effects are canceled out. Okay? So, halimbawa naman, ito ay 3. Tapos, ito ay 2. Tapos, nagkaiba dito. Biglang naging, ito ay 4. Ayan. So, may matitira pa, di ba? 2 tsaka 4. Hindi sila pare-pareho. May maiibang concentration or density ng pagkakalapit-lapit ng particles. May maririnig ka pa rin nun. Ayan. And then, for the speed naman, the speed of sound depends on two major things. Although may iba pang factors, ito lang yung in-include ko dito. Depends on the density of the medium. And in gas, depends on temperature and mass of the particles. The speed of sound does not depend on frequency. So, hindi porke high-pitched, mas mabilis. Hindi porke low-pitched, mas babagal. Ayan. So again, sound travels in solids, liquids, and gases. It depends on the density of, anong tawag dyan, of the medium. Ayan. So imaginein mo, itong A, B, C, they are the particles of solids. Itong A, yung B ay liquid, at yung C ay gas. Okay, so magta-transferan dapat sila ng energy. Parang nagpa-pass the message yung mga particles. No? Saan ba mas mabilis yan na makakarating kung pare-pareho sila ng number of particles? Siyempre, kung sa pass the message, no, tapos magkakapareho ng number of people involved in each group, ang mananalo ay yung may pinaka-malapit sa isa't isa, yung closer together. That's why, look at the particle of solid, liquid, and gas. Generally, since the particles of solids are closer together, they are denser. Sound travels fastest in solids, followed by gases because they are relatively close to each other compared with gas particles. They are denser compared to gas particles. And then lastly, we have the gas particles. Sound travels slowest among all these three phases of matter. Pinakamabagal siya sa gas. In general, again, sound travels fastest in solids and slowest in gases. So, paano naman kung ang i-compare mo is puro sila solid? Saan pinakamabilis magta-travel yung sound natin? If you are going to compare the speed of sound and you are going to choose among materials which are all solids, you should choose the one pinakamabilis siya doon sa pinaka-dense. So halimbawa, you have mga hindi dense na solid. You have aluminum. Tapos, meron kang wood. Obviously, kung aware kayo, mas dense si wood kesa kay aluminum. So, if you're going to choose between them, kung saan mas mabilis yung sound, dun ka kay wood, di ba? Ganon din sa liquid. Halimbawa, pag mas dense yung liquid, um, mas mabilis yung sound. Pag mas dense yung gas, mas mabilis yung sound. Okay? Kung pare-pareho sila ng phases or pare-pareho sila ng type of medium. Ayan. The speed of sound in gas, we're going to zoom on it kasi most of the time nga, we hear sounds when it travels through gases. At room temperature, the speed of sound in air is approximately 343 meters per second. And room temperature is set as 20 degrees Celsius. The speed of sound in gas depends on the temperature of the gas and the mass of the particles in the gas. In equation form, ganyan siya. Yung una, yung dependence on temperature lang, ito siya. Speed of sound can be computed by adding 331 to 0.6 times temperature. Itong meter per second, ito, proportionality constant or a constant. So, lagi siyang nandiyan. And then, ito rin, ito ay the equation naman, if the adiabatic constant, the gas constant are given. Okay, ayan siya. So ito sa temperature lang siya nakadepende. Ipapakita lang sa iyo kung ano magiging speed of sound if the temperature changes. Dito, yung temperature changes, i-consider pati yung molecular mass ng gas. Siyempre, ibang speed of sound sa helium, iba ang speed of sound sa oxygen, no? Ayan. So we have here the adiabatic constant, or gas constant, molecular mass, and then the absolute temperature. Let's define. Ay, bakit nandito na siya agad? Ulitin natin. Wala pala akong slide para doon. Sorry. The adiabatic constant is a constant that is unique to each gas particle, gas molecule. Ayan, gas molecule pala, no? So, halimbawa, yung isang gas molecule, oxygen, may particular adiabatic constant siya. Siyempre, hindi ko kabisado yun, no? And then the our gas constant is, dalawa yung version niya. Ipapakita ko mamaya yung version na gagamitin natin. If I'm not mistaken, sa chem, ginagamit nyo rin kasi to, no? And then, syempre, yung molecular mass of gas will also be given. And then, notice that here, sa unang equation natin, we're going to use the degree Celsius because of this. While on the second equation, we're going to use absolute temperature, which is in Kelvin. So let's have sample problem number 1. For air, the adiabatic constant is 1.4 and the average molecular mass for dry air is 28.95 grams per mole. What will be the speed of sound at 0 degrees Celsius? Ito yung version ng gas constant na gagamitin natin, yung 8.314 joule per mole Kelvin. So yan, let's write the given and notice that I've converted the molecular mass into kilogram per mole because, again, itong joule, remember, it is equivalent to Newton meter. And Newton is in terms of kilogram ms squared. So, para mas madali niyong matandaan, you have to convert everything to standard unit. Remember, the temperature, the standard unit for it is actually Kelvin. Ayan. Paano ba mag-convert ng temperature into Kelvin? Yung degree Celsius, mag-add ka lang ng 273. Okay? And we're looking for the speed of sound at 0 degrees Celsius. The equation we're going to use is the V of sound is equal to square root of adiabatic constant times gas constant times absolute temperature all over the molecular mass. Let's substitute everything. And then, by the way, adiabatic constant has no unit. Okay? It's a dimensionless constant. So, makancel natin ang, marami tayong makakancel, no? Ayan, hindi pakita kasi, alam mo naman na ang speed ay may standard unit na meters per second. So, ang final answer natin at 0 degrees Celsius, the speed of sound will be 331.30 meters per second. Ayan. Tapos next, gamitin naman natin yung first equation. If the speed of sound is measured to be 318 meters per second, what is the current air temperature naman? So we're looking for the temperature here. Isa lang ang given natin, no? 318 meters per second. And we're looking for the, anong tawag dito? The temperature. So, saan ang galing tong equation natin na V sound minus 331 all over 0.6 meters per second and then degrees Celsius. Saan yan galing? Galing yun dun sa V sound. Derive ko lang dito sa side na to. Ayan, sana naintindihan yung sulat ko. Is equal to 331 plus 0.6 m per s over degrees Celsius times temperature. Ayan. So step number 1, let's shortcut ko na to na VS ha. Ang hirap kasi isulat ng word na sound eh. VS minus, you transpose 331, so magiging negative siya. Negative 331 is equal to 0.6 meters per second over degrees Celsius times temperature. Ayan. And then para ma-isolate natin totally yung temperature, we divide both sides by 0.6 meter per second over degrees Celsius. Ayan. 0.6 meters per second over degrees Celsius. Cancel na to. Ito yung magiging equation natin. Ayan. Kaya ito na yung kinalabasan. Tada! So temperature, to get temperature, that's the speed of sound given, and then minus 331 divided by 0.6 meters per second per degree Celsius. Okay? Ayan. So, substitute natin. Kalimutan ko yung unit dito ah. Kaya makakancel na tong unit na. And the answer is negative 21.67 degrees Celsius. And remember, pwede namang mag-negative ang temperature. So, wag kang kabahan pag nag-negative yung answer mo, no? So, as summary, sound travels faster. Generally, sound travels faster in warmer days than in colder ones. So, mas mabilis ang generally, sound is faster when it is summer, and then if it's winter, no, Christmas time, sound travels slower. Ayan. And then another thing, sound travels faster in lighter gases than in heavier ones. Or in other words, sound travels faster in less dense gases compared to the denser ones. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you again sa slides ko. Kailangan siyang i-thank you again. Kailangan siyang i-credit. Baka makasuhan tayo, no? Ayan. And then, thank you for listening and see you on Sound, Waves and Sound Part 4. Last na yun. Ayan.